Welcome back. It's time for healthy living. Going to the grocery store during this time is not the most ideal option for many of us, so why not get them sent to your home? Registered dietitian Leah Fleury is telling us the pros and cons of meal kit delivery services. Good morning, Leah. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So we're talking about things like HelloFresh and Blue Apron today, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So, okay, like you said, grocery store trips, I'm trying to minimize those, and I know a lot of people are too. So these meal kit services like HelloFresh, Blue Apron, there's a ton out there now. Um, Provides a really nice option for people to be cooking at home and also try some new dishes. But as with anything, there are definitely pros and cons. So, if you're thinking about going with one of these services, just some things to think about, right? So, on the upside, like I said, you can try new things, maybe that you wouldn't normally try. They send you everything you need, the recipe, the groceries, and it does save a lot of time. Although you're probably still going to have to go to the grocery store, right, to get other things. So I don't know. I personally like doing the meal kits because it takes some of the stress out of meal planning, at least for a few days a week. um, so that is another pro. And then on the downside, a lot of people notice that there's still some food waste and packaging waste. So, the ingredients come kind of pre-packaged. So there is some like plastic and little mini containers and things like that. But, you know, how does that compare to your normal waste? I don't know. I think it's probably different for everyone. Um, from a nutrition standpoint, the recipes aren't always the healthiest. They can be pretty high in fat and calories sometimes, and also sodium. And I've noticed that sometimes the portion sizes can be inconsistent. So, like with one dish, the portion sizes might be huge, and other times they might be kind of paltry, on the smaller side. So, but I feel like the cost is the biggest thing that stands out for people. I mean, we're all concerned about that, right? I know I am.
Yeah, most definitely. And you mentioned food waste and things like that. They're so overwhelmed right now, those places, because so many people are opting for that. That I know
Yeah.
that I did it, and the packaging would, I mean, the packages were open. So I ended up throwing out the whole box because
Oh my
I was worried
gosh.
about that. So I think that adds to it too. And you don't even
Yeah.
realize, obviously, you're not expecting that when you sign up.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I haven't had that happen, but I'm not at all surprised. Um, but yeah, as far as like Costco, they're typically $8 to $10 per meal, or per serving. So a meal will be either for two or four people. So this is per serving. And that's, it's pretty on par with like a fast food restaurant or a fast casual restaurant. But definitely less expensive than if you went out to eat, or got, curbside service from a nicer restaurant. But it's also more expensive than if you bought the groceries yourself and did all that. So I think what's most important is to think about your opportunity cost, right? So weighing what is your time worth, because it does save a lot of time, looking through Pinterest or cookbooks or something for a meal to make, and then writing down your shopping list, and then going to the grocery store, and then actually prepping the ingredients when you're cooking. It's a lot. Um, so, you do have to think about maybe the convenience is worth a little bit more to me. Um, but if you are willing to shell out the cost, how do you make your dollars stretch? I think that's a big thing too. So, and also to make the meals healthier, since they can be a little bit on the higher calorie side and kind of lacking in veggies and whole grains sometimes. What I do is I look at the recipe ahead of time and see what vegetables are in it. And then when I am at the grocery store for other things, other staples, I double up, I buy extra of that vegetable and I add that to the meal when I'm making it. And then a lot of times they'll send you more than you need for certain ingredients like onion, things that are kind of hard to send just a little bit of. So I think about ways to use to use that in other meals. Um, and then I also balance with other meal prep methods. So, you know, doing something like a box of spaghetti and jarred sauce one night, or to cut down on the cost. That's something that's really inexpensive, or breakfast for dinner, or something like that. But I think it's really important to look for the right meal kit for you. There are all sorts of types out there. There are um, vegan meal kits. There are some that are very plant forward, but not to the extreme of being vegan. There are all sorts out there. Ones that take into account allergies, if you have food sensitivities. Um, some are more focused on cultural, more ethnic cooking. So, yeah, do some research. There are a lot of things out there. It can be a really nice solution to add some variety to your meals, and also cut down on some of the stress and time that goes into meal planning and meal prep.
Important stuff to just do your research. Thanks, Leah,
Yes,
so much.
always. Thanks.
Good to see you.
You too.